Growing in Costa Rica, I didn't have many superheroes. I mean, it was pretty limited. 45 years ago, uh, but one of my favorite superheroes was Superman, and I really liked one thing about Superman, that he could see through stuff. He had the X-ray vision, and I love that. Later in life, I learned that they make X-ray glasses, and I really wanted some. As a kid, I really wanted some X-ray glasses to be able to see through stuff and be like Superman. But they were, unfortunately, they were banned in New York in the 1900s, because there were women complaining of creepy men looking at them with those glasses, and I don't blame them. But anyways, those women were telling those guys, the creepy guys, they were telling them, "What do you want with me?" And that's a very straightforward question, but that's exactly what this guy asks Jesus in Luke chapter 8. And he says, "For a long time, this man had no worn clothes or lived in a house, but had lived in the tombs. When he saw Jesus, he cried out and fell at his feet, shouting at the top of his voice, 'What do you want with me? Jesus, Son of the Most High God, I beg you, don't torture me.'" And that's what he asks. Because Jesus could see through him, not through the wall, but through his heart, not through his clothes, because he didn't have any clothes really, but through his spirit, through his soul. And I wonder how many of us today would be tortured with the idea that someone can look through our thoughts, through our soul, through our life, with the ability to see our deepest thoughts, those thoughts that are kept in a dark room, those thoughts that are thoughts of death, kept in a cemetery where we hang out. There's several things that call our attention about this story. Let me tell you a few. The nakedness of the guy, the fact that he lived in the tombs, the fact that he didn't have a place to live, even the many spirits that lived in his heart, in his mind, in his spirit. He cries out and makes loud noises. I mean, the guy was a complete disaster. And I wonder if many of us today feel like a disaster, because there are many things that we carry, and they give us shame, and we don't want to live like that, and we don't want anybody to see through those things. We don't want Jesus to see through those things, and that's why we ask him, what do you want with me? I am not worthy. I have carried this shame and this pain for so long, and why are you coming my way? The main reason that I like this text is what he did, what the guy did. He was crying like crazy. He was, running naked everywhere and hiding in the tombs. But there's one thing that really calls my attention. He fell at Jesus' feet. He surrendered. He gave him everything. I mean, he was complaining like us. We want to surrender, but we still complain. But if Jesus sees everything anyways, why not surrender everything to him? In the Old Testament, there's this lady, he calls God, he is the God who sees me, El Roy. And I wonder how many of us need a God who can see everything in us. It's not that he can just see the bad. It's not that he can just see the ugly in you. He wants to take it away. We just need to surrender, fall at his feet. Why don't you do that today?